Good morning, good afternoon, folks, or good evening, wherever you are. My name is Ruben Delgado, and I'm the Associate Director for the Office of Undergraduate Admissions at Nova Southeastern University. I have the pleasure to be here with you this morning to share some information about our wonderful university. During my presentation, I will cover different topics that will tell you, first of all, some information about why I think makes our university different from the universities in the US. Along with that, also, I will cover some information about our institution, housing, the admissions process, talk also about scholarships, and answer any questions you may have. Let's go ahead and get started so I can share some information with you about NOVA. Okay, here basically I'm sharing with you what I'm going to cover, which I already did. Talk about the university or academic programs, student life, the admission standards, financial aid, and talk about how to apply to our university. Although this presentation was primarily done for undergraduate students, if you're a student who is thinking of doing undergraduate work with us or doctorate, which we do have, feel free to take some of this information, which is going to be useful to you. A little bit about our university. We are proud to say that this is our 50th anniversary. We were founded back in 1964 as a small private university, and we have blossomed to be the ninth largest non-for-profit university in the United States. We currently have over 150,000 alumni that have graduated. They're living in 63 countries. We offer a variety of majors that range from theater, art, music, to engineering. We have education. Very popular majors for international students would include business, computer science, software engineering, among other programs. A very proud fact that I would like to point out in our presentation is going to be that number that you see on your screen in the middle, which is going to be zero. We have zero teaching assistants at our university. So we do have professors who are actually going to be teaching classes. So we're not going to have a class where you're going to have a graduate student teaching that class. In our classrooms, you're going to have those professors, which most of them having 80% plus having graduate degrees, or actually rather doctorate terminal degrees in their field. Okay. We're going to pride ourselves on being a very diverse institution. Because of our location, we're going to be in South Florida. We have students from 116 countries from all states. Our average classroom size at the undergraduate level is going to be 22. And actually, most of our classroom at the undergraduate level are going to have 15 to 16 students. We're going to be a Division II school in sports. We play in the Sunshine Conference. So for students who are thinking of playing sports, what I tell them is to go to our website, look under athletics. There, click in the specific major that you, or specific sport rather, that you're going to be interested in to get more information on how to seek out and see whether the coach has a spot for you. Also, get the contact information for that specific coach. Our average temperature, though, here is going to be in Fahrenheit. We're going to be 21 degrees Celsius, so it's going to be very comfortable. There's plenty to do outside the classroom as well. We have students who are getting involved in sports, volunteerism, and pre-professional organizations. In our university, we're going to have over 120 student clubs and organizations. As far as the academic divisions at Nova Southeastern University, we have 18 of them. And here are going to be a sample of the academic divisions that we have. Like I mentioned, business is going to be one of our most popular majors. Along with business, we have also students who are interested in education, in healthcare sciences, humanities, human services, math, science, and technology, nursing, performing and visual arts, and social and behavioral sciences. A very unique program that we offer at Nova, it's called dual admission. And it's a rather unique program in the US, I think. I haven't seen many institutions that offer this program. And in essence, what we do is that through our dual admission programs, we secure a spot for you in graduate school as you're doing your undergraduate degree. So in essence, let's imagine that you want to be admitted into medical school. And by the way, we do admit international students who are competitive into our medical school. Not many schools in the US will do that. What dual admissions will do for you is you're eligible for admission and also for dual admissions What we'll do is we'll save a spot for you in medical school. The same will happen with the other 29 dual admission programs that we have, which would include audiology, business, dental medicine, law, optometry, and many other programs. What you do is that once you apply to us, you will say that you're interested in our dual admissions program, and we'll go ahead and do an initial review of that process, both for regular admissions to university and also for a dual admissions program. If you're eligible for admissions in our dual admissions program, what we'll do is we'll follow out and send you a separate application to get more information on that specific dual admissions program. So that's going to be an advantage to you because, again, it is guaranteeing acceptance into graduate school, being an undergraduate student. Very, very unique in the state of Florida and in the nation. Along with that, also, you have the advantage of being part of our honors program. There are many advantages into being part of an honors program at our institution. First of all, is that those classes are going to be rather small, even smaller than the ones that we have, actually. They're usually taught by top-notch professors. Along with that, you get priority registration. And really, I think the most important one is that once you graduate, you'll get that special recognition and opportunities to potentially put that information in your resume, and that bodes well when you're thinking of applying to graduate schools. As far as clinical explorations, those rotations are going to be primarily for our health professions division students. So students who are interested in dental medicine, audiology, athletic training, optometry, and medicine. What we do is that we have an opportunity for you to shadow one of our professionals in the clinics. And by the way, I forgot to share with you that if you have any questions, feel free to post those and I can answer those throughout my presentation. Okay. The question that a student has is, do we have full scholarships? And I will answer that right now. We do have merit-based scholarships at Nova Southeastern University. Those range depending upon your secondary school qualifications and the results of the SAT exam or ACT exam. The range of our merit-based scholarships are from $2,500 to $2,500 per year, all the way up to full tuition. Now, what do you need as far as full tuition, to qualify for that scholarship? At the undergraduate level, we're looking for a high school GPA or secondary school GPA that's going to be competitive in the process, a 3.5 out of a 4.0, and an SAT of 1,290 on the critical reading and the quantitative or math portion of your SAT. So it all depends. Once you apply to us, we're going to consider you for these scholarships. We're going to consider you rather first for admissions and at the same time for scholarships. And we'll let you know beforehand what amount the student is going to qualify for. Now, I want to make clear that we don't need an SAT or ACT to gain admissions to our university, but we'll need that SAT if you're thinking of qualifying for a scholarship or competing for a scholarship. How much financial aid do we offer computer engineering students? And this is the other question that I have for the undergraduate. Our scholarships at the undergraduate level are going to be irrespective of majors. So what that means is that it doesn't matter what undergraduate major you're seeking. If we award you the scholarship, it is going to be for all the majors that we have. So those are excellent questions. Keep coming those questions my way, and I'll be happy to answer those for you. As far as the research opportunities, they abound at Nova Southeastern University. You have the opportunity at the undergraduate level to do research, what we call faculty-sponsored research, pair you up with a professor so you can get engaged at research. The neat thing about this is that in our institution, we'll do that at the undergraduate level, while other universities will do that at the graduate level. That certainly makes you more competitive. You have also the opportunity to present your findings, at the national level, state, local level. You can also publish with professors. And I think that's going to be definitely an advantage to you because you can put that information in a resume. Again, once you're thinking to apply to graduate school or doctorate school, that information is going to be very important. The other question that I just have for another student is, are admissions process holistic? And that's an excellent question. At Nova Southeastern University, when you're applying to an undergraduate degree, our decision is going to be primarily geared towards your academic factors. That means that we're going to take a look at your secondary school credentials for qualifications. And along with that, also, we need a TOEFL test for non-native English speakers. Um, English proficiency can be met, and we'll talk about that in a second, by submitting either a TOEFL score. The minimum needed is a 79 at the undergraduate level. The test also called the IELTS, and the minimum score band for that is a 6.0. Or if you have an SAT critical reading portion of 480, that will suffice to meet your English language proficiency at NOVA. You also have the opportunity to explore the world. We have students who are doing travel abroad and have opportunities to travel on their own, spend up to a year abroad in different places such as Spain, Mexico, Dubai, Paris, Russia, among others. So certainly you're going to have the opportunity to work with the Office of International Affairs should you choose to do study abroad that ranges from a few weeks all the way up to a year at NOVA. We also have an Office of International Affairs that really works closely with international students. There are many services they offer, which include international student orientation and counseling that they do. They help, of course, also with study abroad programs. They do assistance also with international student income tax preparation, students who are working on campus. They help you with that process. And in general, they're going to help you. They're going to be that link to make sure that we're taking care of you as an international student. From the admission standpoint, of course, that will be me and the office that I work for, undergraduate admissions. And we work closely with the Office of International Affairs to make sure that we're making your stay with us, academically productive and that you're happy and successful at Nova Southeastern University. As far as, and I've briefly mentioned this, student life, we know that you're going to be in the classroom. We want you to study. We want you to do well, but you want to have a little bit of fun. And outside of the classroom, there's plenty of opportunities for you to get engaged at Nova Southeastern University. With over 120 student clubs and organizations, there's plenty for you to do. For example, like I mentioned before, you can be part and participate in one of the pre-professional organizations. If you're thinking of going to medical school, you can be part of one of those organizations. If you're interested in community service, you can certainly be engaged. And actually, by the way, the Carnegie Foundation named Nova Southeastern University as one of the 37 universities who's both a high research and has a high involvement in the community. You can certainly do that. If you want to be part of student government, you can certainly do that. Leadership carries into any career that you take. We have a very active international student organization, NISA, and you can be part of that, along with also religious-based organizations. Students also are interested in social Greek organizations. And again, the opportunities are going to abound with us to do stuff inside the classroom, but also to make sure that you're meeting other people and you're having fun at our university. As far as living on campus, it is mandatory for all freshman students, first-time in college students, to live on campus for the first year and a half of what we call, from 0 to 48 credit hours. There are many reasons of why you should stay on campus. First of all, you're going to be right there. You're going to get the ultimate college experience by staying on campus. National research actually also suggests that students who stay on campus tend to do a lot better academically. So in that process in there, you want to make sure that you're engaging and that you're along with that. You want to make sure that, that you're staying on campus. You're going to have all the facilities. You're going to have, as far part of staying on campus, or housing, free laundry, cable, phone, utility, and internet. Of course, we're going to charge you a fee for everything that's going to be in there. But, that's going to be part of what you have. Let me go ahead and take a time to answer some of the questions, if I may, as they're coming in, to make sure I address this. Any questions that you have before the presentation starts. I have another student who said they're graduating next year. How can they apply for scholarships? Like I think I mentioned before, all students, and I'll mention this again, when you're applying to our office undergraduate admissions, all students will be automatically considered for both admissions once you have a complete file and also for merit-based scholarships. The merit-based scholarships are going to be awarded based upon your secondary school credentials and the results of the exam SAT. Okay, so there's no separate application for our merit-based scholarships. Um, the other question is, you did not get my name, and I'll share that with you. A pleasure. My name is Ruben, is my first name, and my last name is Delgado. Okay, and the university is the University of Nova Southeastern University. I should have mentioned it's early in the morning. We're located in South Florida in the city of Fort Lauderdale. So we're going to be about half hour north of Miami. We're going to be in the suburbs of Fort Lauderdale. Thank you for reminding me, Samantha. The other question that I have is, do you offer NEET blind scholarships? Our scholarships are going to be not NEET based. They're going to be based on merit. So they're going to be merit-based scholarships. I will address the questions at the end. I'm going to go ahead and continue with my presentations. Naturally, we'll come back to the questions that you folks have, and thank you for sending those questions my way. The advantages of staying on campus, like I mentioned, is that you're going to be close to everything. Along with that, also, we have dining facilities on campus to fit any budget. There's going to be a variety of healthy options with more than 8 different places for you to eat. Also, along with that, we have free shuttle buses. They're going to run throughout the campus every 10 minutes to take you to the different areas within the campus. The nice thing about our campus, though, is it's going to be relatively small. It's going to be 121 hectares. So most of the buildings you're going to be in are going to be state-of-the-art buildings, not too far away. Housing is fairly close to our student union and next to the classrooms where we're going to be taking classes. But should you choose to use the shuttle bus to get around campus, you can certainly are welcome to do so. We're going to be, folks, a very secure campus. We have security available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So security is of importance to us. Very safe and secure campus. We actually have more than 1,000 cameras on campus. We're going to have both local police along with private security on campus 24 hours a day. Should you come out of the classroom, let's say, as a student at night, and you don't feel comfortable going to your housing dormitory or your car, we actually have safety escorts that upon request you can call, and they will escort you to your destination. South Florida, folks, it's an ideal location. Like I mentioned, we're going to be in Fort Lauderdale. We're going to be 15 minutes away from the beach. It's going to be the Sunshine State, so we get 270 days out of 365 days. So there's going to be sunshine in our state. Orlando is about 3 hours north. Okay, we're going to be close to highway airports. It's about 15 minutes away. This is Fort Lauderdale Airport. There are many cultural and sport activities. We have professional teams in American football, in basketball, baseball, and so forth. Because of our area, there's plenty of open air concerts. There's opportunities to take classes in scuba diving. World class shopping for shoppers not too far away as well. We do have 17 Division II sports. We play in the Sunshine Conference, and those sports would include the following: we have baseball, we have basketball, we have cross country, we have golf, rowing, soccer, softball, swimming, tennis, track and field, and volleyball. If I have any students that are interested in playing sports, what I tell them is, or suggest rather, is go to our main website, look under athletics, and in there, looking under athletics, click into specific sport. Most of these sports are going to have you fill out a student questionnaire to gauge your interest. Please understand that we have many, many students who want to play sports for us for maybe a few slots that we have every year. So what I'll do is also I tell students or prospective students to also contact the coach. Their contact information will be in there, preferably through email, and that way they can tell you how they're scouting out students. Sometimes it's easy as sending a video. Some of the times they will suggest to visit once you're, do a tour, which we do welcome students to do tours, and talk to the coach, or to come to one of our summer camps if we have any athletic-related summer camps. Okay, we have won national conferences and also 45, athletic national conferences and I guess state conferences as well. So we're going to be very competitive in sports. Okay, talking about the admission requirements, we're going to be competitive in nature. That's because we're getting more students who are applying every year to our institution. Therefore, we keep getting more competitive. As far as the credentials that you need as an incoming, what we call first time student or freshman, first time in college student, we're going to take a look first of all at the most important part is going to be your academic performance in secondary school. So we're going to look at your grade marks or qualifications, but along with that also we're going to take a look at if you're a non-native English speaker, we're going to take a look at the results of the TOEFL, IELTS, um, or critical reading part of the SAT to see if you meet our English language proficiency. Okay, so it's going to be very important to process. Um, and let me see here, go to actually another slide that will give you more specific information for international students. Okay, what we need for incoming freshman students, like I mentioned, is we're going to take a look at your secondary school GPA. Now, what we'll do, and I'll take a brief second to explain this, is that when you're applying to Nova Southeastern University, you don't directly send your secondary school credentials to us. Rather, we use international evaluations agencies that will assess a student a fee, and then they will give us a U.S. equivalency. They have experts that will be able to take a look at everything and give us a U.S. equivalency. Since we have many systems throughout the world, we're not going to do that internal evaluation of your secondary school credentials in our office. Rather, we outsource that. We'll give you the contact information on who you need to send this information to, your secondary school credentials, or for any graduate students that I have out there, your undergraduate universities or transfer students, your university credits or classes, rather, to this evaluation agency. They will assess you a fee, and what will happen is that then once they'll do a course by course evaluation of all your previous secondary school work, or in this case, university work as well, and then they'll send it to us, and that's when we'll take a look at your credentials. Okay, along with that, like I mentioned, SAT and ACT are not required for admission. Rather, they're optional if you want to be considered for one of our merit-based scholarships. Okay, along with applying to us, also at the same time, our office of International Affairs will start contacting the student to make sure that you're submitting all the paperwork to get your student visa. That process of issuing the what we call the F1 or I-20, your student visa, is not going to happen once the student is fully admitted, but you can start the process of submitting the paperwork to that office once you apply to us. Okay, and it is to your benefit to submit everything as soon as possible. As far as the admissions procedures, the first thing that you need is to apply to us. For undergraduate students, you will go to our main website and you can apply. Okay. Along with that, we'll need a $50 application fee, and you can pay that through a credit card. If you have any graduate students in my audience, the same applies. You just go to our website, and instead of applying for undergraduate, you will apply for graduate school. $50 fee, same applies for students who are thinking of getting either their undergraduate, graduate, or doctorate degree. Along with that, also we'll need the international evaluation that I was talking about. So, along with the application and the application fee, we'll need an evaluation of your either secondary school credentials or your university coursework. Okay. Also, we'll need your TOEFL score. Okay, so as far as the TOEFL, we either need a TOEFL score, the IELTS, or the SAT, like I mentioned, with a critical reading portion of 480. Okay, if you want to be considered for a scholarship. Once we have all information in with us at the undergraduate level, or undergraduate admissions rather, it takes about 3 to 4 weeks for us to make a decision. For graduate students, it is a little bit different from the standpoint that there might be different requirements that you need to send, because every program at the graduate level might be a little bit different. I encourage you to visit our website and look under our academic programs, or graduate or professional academic programs, to look for the specific requirements for that major. I can tell you they're going to require the application and application fee. Also, they're going to require either the TOEFL or the IELTS to check English language proficiency for non-native speakers. But along with that, there may be other requirements as well for the graduate students. So please look at our website and start contacting those folks so they can give you information, specific information rather, for graduate students. For my undergraduate students or applicants, the process will be through our office. It is pretty straightforward. Okay, the tuition and fees that we have here that I mentioned are going to be at the undergraduate level. Okay, I want to mention that first. Okay, at the graduate level for my graduate students, again, it varies depending upon the program. So I encourage you to visit the website so you can get information about the specific program, because it may vary from program to program. For my undergraduate students, a full-time day program student, annual tuition is going to be $25,950. So in other words, about $26,000. So for a private university, we're going to be average. We're not going to be the highest in the U.S., not the lowest as far as tuition. The tuition that you have on your screen is a tuition based on 2 semesters, which is going to be an academic year. As a full-time student, is taking 4 to 6 classes per semester. And this is for all majors that we have at the undergraduate level. Along with that, there's going to be some residential fees. For a room that's double occupancy, it will be about $7,000. Also, you have to purchase a meal plan, and that's going to be about $2,600. So when you add this up for an entire year, it'll be about close to $10,000. So when you're looking at the main expenses at the undergraduate level for a student, it's going to be close to $36,000, including tuition, meal plan, and housing. And of course, this is going to be without any scholarships. If you submit the information to us, and you submit all required documents at the undergraduate level, we're going to consider you for scholarships. And what we'll do is, once we notify you that you've been offered admissions, if you submit at the undergraduate level an SAT or ACT, we're gonna award something to you if you're competitive, and we'll let you know beforehand so you know your estimated annual cost. Here are some of the scholarships that we mentioned, that I mentioned briefly, that we offer at our institution at the undergraduate level. The most common is going to be the top one, which is called the Dean Scholarship. And this is a scholarship that's awarded based, again, we have merit-based scholarship. It's going to be based upon your academic achievement, so your secondary school credentials and the results of the SAT or ACT. And the amount given per year, again, all the scholarships are given per year, is about a little bit higher than here. It's about $2,500 to $8,000 to $9,000 per year. There's also scholarships for transfer students. Students who haven't completed their undergraduate degree can apply to us, and if they're competitive, we can award them a scholarship as well. The scholarship for those transfer students at the undergraduate level will be awarded based upon your university credentials. Okay, and automatic consideration will happen. For my graduate students who are going to be in the audience, unfortunately, there's not as much financial aid available to graduate students. But again, check the specific financial aid website for us, our financial aid website, the specific program that you're interested in, graduate program, to see if they have any more information about those scholarships. Okay, and the main way to start the process of applying to us, it's going to be to create a VIP page at the undergraduate level. And this VIP page, basically, you're customizing a personal page on your interest. It is the way you can actually access our your application. It is the way to get more information on deadlines and the status of your application with us. Whether you're missing any documents, it will be through our VIP page. We do encourage tours on campus. If you're visiting our area, please schedule a tour. We'll be happy to show you a wonderful campus, get you to talk to professors, to talk to one of our representatives. Hopefully, you'll meet me if I'm in the office. I certainly, welcome you with open arms to our university. For graduate students also, please visit us. We'll be happy to give you a campus tour and to tell you about our institution. Um, Let me go ahead and address questions. I think that's it. We are in social media. Please look us up on YouTube. We have videos in there. We're going to be on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and certainly you can reach out and ask any questions of us, and we'll be more than happy to assist you. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and answer some of the questions since we have some time. Um, the other question again is about scholarships, and I'll reiterate our scholarship policy for international students at Nova Southeastern University. At the undergraduate level, again, once a student applies to us, all students will be automatically considered for academic merit-based scholarships. And if you qualify, we'll let you know. The scholarship is awarded based upon your secondary school merit, marks, or qualifications, and along with that, with the results of the SAT. Although our admissions decision at the undergraduate level is only based on your secondary school performance, we will need your SAT or ACT for scholarship consideration. So, this is the time students to be proactive in the process and to make sure that you're getting ready for the SAT or the ACT, not only for applying to us to Nova Southeastern University, but also for other universities that you may apply in the U.S. Other universities may require the SAT as part of the admissions process. If not, a lot of universities will use it to award scholarships. So it's to your best interest to start looking at dates, for the SAT, in your home country, and to make sure that you're signing up for that SAT. Okay. The other question that I have is my school scores doesn't score in terms of grade point average (GPA). How will our university judge those scores or your secondary school qualifications? And what we do, folks, is that for students who are applying at the undergraduate level, what we do is that we don't do an evaluation of your credentials directly in our office of undergraduate admissions. Rather, what we do is we'll give you the information, and we use external evaluation agencies. And these are international evaluation agencies. They have experts that know the educational systems, all the educational systems of the world, and what they will do is they'll give us an equivalency. So let's say, for example, you're a student from Asia, and your educational system is not the same. We couldn't in our office determine that GPA or your marks or qualifications. So what you will do is that we will encourage you to send that information over to one of the evaluation agencies for them to do a course by course evaluation. They have experts that know the educational systems. In this case, let's say, for example, from Asia, or Africa, Europe, wherever you folks are from. What they will do is they will give us a U.S. equivalency. So in summary, we will get that grade point average GPA equivalency once we get that evaluation to our office. Excellent question. Okay, let me see what other questions we have. Yes, and we recently actually approved the Pearson test for English qualification, and I am happy to mention that yes, we'll take the Pearson test for English qualification. So that's a new addition, and we're very excited. Make sure that when you're taking the TOEFL, the IELTS, or the Pearson test, that you're submitting that information to us as well. The question that I have, the other question is, what is the process of transfer in materials engineering from Pakistan? And that's an excellent question. Now, as of now, what we offer as far as engineering at Nova Southeastern University is only software engineering and computer engineering. So fortunately, we don't have, as of now, materials engineering. Certainly, that might be something in the future that we'll have, but not at this point in time. If that's a career, sir, that you're interested in, and you're interested in Florida, we do have some local universities that may offer, more engineering tracks than we do. One of them being Florida International University, Miami, FIU, and Florida Atlantic University, north of us in the city of Boca Raton. Those are excellent questions, folks. Keep coming to questions my way, and I'd be happy to answer those. Um, I will wait a second to see if I have any other questions. If not, I certainly encourage you to stop by our chat room. I will be in there along with other colleagues to answer any questions that you may have. You may contact me by phone. My phone number, direct number at undergraduate admissions is the following. It's 954-262 8005. Again, I mentioned that phone number. My phone number, my direct line, it's 954-262 8005. I will also share my email with you. In my email, it's my first name is Ruben, last name is Delgado, by the way. I mentioned that 1,000 times. Uh, but my email is rdelgado, and I'll spell that for you. R as in Romeo, D as in Delta, E as in Echo, L as in Lima, G as in Golf, A as in Alpha, D as in Delta, O as in Oscar, and then after that, number one. So it reads it reads rdelgado1 at nova.edu. Also visit our website. You'll be able to get my contact information in there, and I'd be more than, again, happy to answer your questions. I have another question coming into our box over here, Q&A box. It says, do I have any representatives in Nigeria? We don't necessarily have representatives abroad representing or agents representing our university. Rather, we have staff members that work in our Fort Lauderdale office, including me, that they are the work with international students. For example, my title is Associate Director of International Recruitment. So I am the university representative at the undergraduate level, along with other graduate folks as well that represent our institution. So again, feel free to visit us. Thank you so much for taking time of this. If you leave one thing, it's going to be to visit our website. We have wonderful facilities, top-notch professors, and a wide variety of majors, over 130 majors at the undergraduate level, graduate, and doctoral level. If you have any further questions, feel free to go to stop our chat room, and I'll be happy to answer those questions for you. I bid you either good morning to you, good afternoon, or good evening, and have a pleasant afternoon, morning, or night. Take care, folks, and go Sharks.